the hole in the carpet. Hooray! 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 Mother comes home today. Mother comes home today. Hooray! 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 Jane sang this simple song right after breakfast. The phoenix cried shiny tears of warm feeling. How beautiful, it said, is a child loving her mother. She will not be home until after bedtime, said Robert. Maybe we can have one more day on the carpet. He was happy that mother was coming home, very happy, but at the same time, he felt a little sad. Now they could not go out all day on the carpet. I wish we could go and get something nice for mother, but she would want to know where we got it, said Anthea, and she would never, never believe the truth. With strange pictures on it, and full of money that is not money here, only strange coins. Then we could not use it. People would ask where we got it. The table leg caught on one of Anthea's darning stitches and tore most of it, making a big hole in the carpet. Now you have done it, said Robert, but Anthea was a good sister. She did not say anything until she got wool, a needle, a thimble, and scissors. Then she felt calm and said kindly, Don't worry, Squirrel. I will fix it soon. Cyril patted her on the back. He knew how she felt and was not ungrateful. About the purse with money, said the phoenix, scratching its invisible ear with its shining claw. It is good to say clearly how much money you want, the country where you want to find it, and the type of coins you want, said the phoenix. So way! Yes, said Jane, and if you find a purse, it is probably lost by someone. What about a buried treasure, said Cyril, where everyone who owned it is dead? Mother would not believe that, said many voices. Suppose, said Robert, we ask the carpet to take us where we can find a purse and give it back to the owner, and they give us something for finding it? We are not allowed to take money from strangers. You know that, Bobs, said Anthea, making a knot at the end of the wool, which is wrong when darning. No, that will not work, said Cyril. Let's forget it and go to the North Pole or somewhere really interesting. No, said the girls together. There must be a way. Wait a moment, Anthea said. I have an idea. Then she said, I see. Let's tell the carpet to take us somewhere to get money for Mother's present and get it in a way she will believe and not think is wrong. You are learning well how to use the carpet, said Cyril kindly. He spoke more warmly because he remembered how Anthea did not scold him for tearing the carpet. Yes, said the phoenix, you are learning. But later everyone thought about it. Hurry up, Panther, said Robert. So Anthea hurried, and the big hole in the carpet was open and loose like a fishing net, not tight like good cloth. Then everyone put on their outdoor clothes. The phoenix flew to the mantelpiece and fixed its golden feathers in the glass. All was ready. All was ready. Everyone got on the carpet. Please go slowly, dear carpet. The carpet, stiff and flat, sailed over the roofs of Kentish Town. I wish. No, I don't mean that. I wish we were higher, said Anthea, as the carpet's edge hit a chimney pot. Be careful, said the phoenix. If you wish on a wishing carpet, you really wish, and that is the end of it. For a while, no one spoke. The carpet sailed calmly over St. Pancras and King's Cross stations and over the busy streets of Clerkenwell. We are going toward Greenwich, said Cyril, as they crossed the rough water of the Thames, which made the children nervous. Then, just over New Cross, a terrible thing happened. Jane and Robert were in the middle of the carpet. Part of their bodies was on the carpet, and the heaviest parts were on the big darn. It is very misty, said Jane. It looks partly like outside and partly like our nursery at home. It is the hole, said the phoenix, not measles or anything else. Then Jane and Robert jumped to the safe part of the carpet. The dawn broke, their boots went up, and their heavy heads and bodies fell through the hole. They landed sitting and lying on the flat roofs of a tall, grey, serious house at 705 Amersham Road, New Cross. The carpet seemed to feel new strength when it lost their weight. It rose high into the air. The others lay flat and looked over the edge. "Are you hurt?" asked Cyril. And Jane and Robert were hidden by smoky chimneys. "Oh, how bad," said Anthea. "It could be worse," said the Phoenix. "What would people think if the dam broke when we were over the river?" "Yes," said Cyril. "They will be okay. They will shout for help or throw things to get attention. Bobs has my money. Good thing you forgot to fix the hole in my pocket, Panther, or he would not have it. They can take the money home." But Anthea was sad. "It is my fault," she said. "I knew how to darn well, but I didn't do it right." "It is my fault," said Cyril, "but your Sunday jacket is stronger than my Eton jacket." "We must leave Mother's present. I wish—" "Stop!" cried the Phoenix. "The carpet is coming down." It went down fast and steady and landed on the pavement of Deptford Road. It tipped a little as it landed, so Cyril and Anthea walked off it. Then the carpet quickly rolled up and hid behind a gatepost. No one saw it. The Phoenix went into Cyril's coat, and a well-known voice said, "Well, I never! What are you doing here?" They saw their uncle, Uncle Reginald. "We thought to go to Greenwich Palace and talk about Nelson," said Cyril, telling as much truth as he could. "Where are the others?" asked Uncle Reginald. "I don't exactly know," Cyril said honestly this time. "Well," said Uncle Reginald, "I must go now. I have a case at the county court. That is the trouble with being a boring lawyer. You can't enjoy life when you have work. I wish I could come with you to the Painted Hall and have lunch at the Ship afterwards. But no, I cannot." The uncle put his hand in his pocket. "I must not have fun," he said, "but you can. Here, share this money between you four. It should help you. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye." He waved his umbrella and said goodbye happily. Then he left. Cyril and Anthea looked at each other and then at the shiny gold coin in Cyril's hand. "Well," said Anthea, "if you spot a bow—" "Well," said Cyril. "Well," said the Phoenix. "Good old carpet," said Cyril happily. "It was clever, simple, but just right," said the Phoenix quietly. "Oh, come on home and let's fix the carpet. I am a bad person." "I forgot the others for a minute," said Anthea, feeling sorry. They quickly and quietly unrolled the carpet. They did not want people to watch them. And as soon as their feet touched the carpet, Anthea wished to be home. Instantly, they were. Their kind uncle's help meant they did not have to use Cyril's Eton jacket or Anthea's Sunday jacket to fix the carpet. Anthea began to pull the edges of the torn part of the carpet together. Cyril quickly went out and bought a big piece of strong marble-patterned American oilcloth. Careful housewives use it to cover kitchen tables and dressers. It was the strongest thing he could find. Then they began to cover the carpet with the oilcloth on the back side. The nursery felt strange and empty without the others, and Cyril was not sure the others could get home safely by walking. He tried to help Anthea, which was nice but not very useful. The Phoenix watched them for a while, but it looked more and more restless. It fluffed its bright feathers and stood first on one golden crow and then on the other. At last it said, "I cannot wait any longer. This waiting, my Robert, who made me hatch from my egg in whose Norfolk clothes I have often rested happily. I think, if you don't mind." "Yes, please do," said Anthea. "I wish we had asked you before." Cyril opened the window. The Phoenix flapped its bright wings and flew away. "That's good," said Cyril, taking his needle and pricking his hand in a new place. "Of course, I know what you really want to know is not what Anthea and Cyril did, but what happened to Jane and Robert after they fell through the carpet onto the roofs of the house at number 705. Amersham Road, but I had to tell you the other story first. That is the hard thing about stories. You cannot tell all parts at once. Robert's first words when he sat on the cold, wet, dirty roof were, "What a surprise!" Jane began to cry. "Stop crying, Pussy, don't be silly," said her brother kindly. For something to throw down to get the attention of people far below on the street. But he found nothing. Strange, there were no stones or loose tiles. The roof was made of slate, and every piece was in its place. But, as often happens, looking for one thing he found another. There was a trapdoor to the house below, and the trapdoor was not locked. "Stop crying and come here, Jane," he said. "Help me lift this door. If we get into the house, we might sneak down without anyone seeing us. Come on." They lifted the door until it stood up. As they looked down the hall, the door fell back with a loud sound on the roof. Then a scary scream came from below. "They found us," whispered Robert. Oh no, they were discovered. They looked down into an attic. It was a messy room with boxes, broken chairs, old fire guards, picture frames, and rag bags hanging from nails. In the middle of the floor was an open box, half full of clothes. More clothes were neatly piled on the floor. In the middle of the pile sat a very fat lady with her feet straight in front of her. She was the one who screamed and was still screaming. "Don't scream," said Jane. "Please don't. We won't hurt you." "Where are the others?" the lady asked, stopping her scream. "The others went on the wishing carpet," said Jane honestly. "The wishing carpet?" asked the lady. "Yes," said Jane before Robert could say, "You be quiet. You must have read about it. The phoenix is with them." Then the lady got up. She walked carefully between the piles of clothes to the door and went out. She closed the door behind her. The children heard her calling, "Septimus! Septimus!" loudly and scared. "Now," said Robert quickly, "I will drop first." He held the trapdoor edge and dropped down. "Now, you, hold on and drop. I will catch you." "Hurry!" Jane dropped. Robert tried to catch her, and before they finished falling among the clothes, he whispered, "We will hide behind those fire guards and things. They will think we went over the roofs." An iron bed leg poked Robert's side, and Jane had only 1 foot space to stand on, but they stayed quiet. When the lady came back, not with Septimus, but with another lady, they held their breath and their hearts beat fast. "Gone," said the first lady. "Poor little things, crazy, my dear, and free." She was even older, thinner, and more proper than the first. The 2 ladies put a box under the trapdoor and another box on top. Then they both climbed up carefully and put their tidy heads out of the trapdoor to look for the crazy children. "Now," whispered Robert, moving the bed leg from his side. "Oh!" They managed to creep out from their hiding place and through the door before the ladies finished. Looking out onto the empty roof, Robert and Jane walked quietly down the stairs, 1 flight, then 2. Then they looked over the railing. Horror! A servant was coming up with a bucket of coal. The children quickly went through the first open door. The room was calm and tidy, with books on shelves, a writing table, and a pair of embroidered slippers warming by the fire. The children hid behind the curtains. Passing the table, they saw a missionary box with the bottom label torn off. It was open and empty. "Oh, how bad," whispered Jane. "We will never get away safely. Be quiet," said Robert, just before the 2 ladies came into the room. They did not see the children, but saw the empty box. "I knew it," said one lady. "Selina, it was a gang. I was sure from the start. The children were not crazy. They were sent to distract us while their friends robbed the house." "I think you are right," said Selina. "Where are they now?" "Downstairs, I guess, taking the silver milk jug, sugar bowl, punch ladle from Uncle Joe, and Aunt Jerusha's teaspoons. I will go down. Oh, don't be brave, said Selina. Amelia, we must call the police from the window. Lock the door. Children. Jean might. Oh, don't, said Jane. Please be kind. We are not burglars. We have no gang. We did not open your missionary box. We opened our own once, but we did not use the money. Our conscience made us put it back, and please don't. Miss Selina held Jane tightly, and Miss Amelia held Robert. The children felt strong, thin hands holding them. Their wrists were pink and their knuckles white. We have you now, said Miss Amelia. Selina, your prisoner is smaller than mine. You open the window and shout, "Murder!" Very loud. Selina did as told. But when she opened the window, in a minute he let himself in with his key and went up the stairs. When he came in, Jane and Robert shouted with joy so loud and quick that the ladies jumped and almost let them go. "It's our own clergyman," cried Jane. "Don't you remember us?" asked Robert. "You married our burglar for us. Don't you remember?" "I knew it was a gang," said Amelia. "Septimus, these bad children are in a gang that steals from the house. They already opened the missionary box and took the money." Reverend Septimus wiped his forehead. "Tiredly," said Robert. "But your friends did," said Miss Selina. "No, no," said the curate quickly. "I opened the box myself. This morning I found I did not have enough small money for the Mothers' Independent Unity measles and croup insurance payments. This must not be a dream, is it? A dream. Look in the house. I want you to search." The curate, still pale and shaking, looked in the house. Of course, there were no burglars at all. When he came back, he sat down tired. "Are you going to let us go?" asked Robert, angry. Being held by a strong lady made him feel very angry and sad. "We never did anything wrong. It was the carpet's fault. It dropped us on the roofs. We could not help it." "My head," said the curate. "Forget your head now," said Robert. "Try to be honest and do your job as a good man. This must be a punishment for me," said Reverend Septimus tiredly, "but I do not remember why." "Call the police," said Miss Selina. "Call a doctor," said the curate. "Do you think they are mad?" said Miss Amelia. "I think I am," said the curate. Jane had cried since they caught her. Now she said, "You are not mad now, but maybe you will be, and it would be good for you." "Aunt Selina," said the curate, "and Aunt Amelia, believe me, this is only a crazy dream. You will see soon. It happened to me before. But do not be unfair, even in a dream. Do not hold the children. They did no harm. As I said, I opened the box." The strong, thin hands slowly let go. Robert shook himself and stood angry. But Jane ran to the curate and hugged him so fast he could not stop her. "You are kind," she said. "At first it feels like a dream, but you get used to it. Please let us go now." "You are a good, kind man." "I don't know," said Reverend Septimus. "It is a hard problem. This is a very strange dream. Maybe it is another life real enough for you to be mad in. If you are mad, there may be a place to help you. A dream hospital where you get better and go back to your sad family. It is hard to know your job in real life, and dreams are very hard. If it is a dream," said Robert, "you will wake up soon. Then you will be sorry if you sent us to a dream hospital. You may never get the same dream again and let us out. We might stay there forever. What about our sad family who are not in the dreams?" But all the curate said was, "Oh, my head." Jane and Robert felt very sad and helpless. A careful curate is hard to handle. Then, just when they felt they could not bear it anymore, the two children felt the strange feeling you have before you disappear. The next moment they were gone, and Reverend Septimus was left alone with his aunts. "I knew it was a dream," he said loudly. "I had this before. But this before, did you dream it too, Aunt Selina and Aunt Amelia? I think you did. Aunt Selina looked at him, then at Aunt Amelia. She said bravely, "What do you mean? We did not dream anything. You must have fallen asleep in your chair." The curate breathed out in relief. Aunt Selina said to the other aunt, "Yes, I know it was not true, and I will be punished later. But I saw his mind break before my eyes. He could not handle 3 dreams. It was strange, wasn't it? All 3 of us dreaming the same thing at once. We must not tell Seppi, but I will send a story to the Psychical Society with stars for names." And she did. You can read it in one of the Society's big blue books. Of course, you understand what happened? The smart phoenix went straight to the Sammead and wished Robert and Jane home. Of course, they were home right away. Cyril and Anthea had not finished fixing the carpet. When they were happy to be together, they went out and spent the rest of Uncle Reginald's coin on presents for their mother. They bought a pink silk handkerchief, a pair of blue and white vases, a bottle of perfume, a box of Christmas candles, and a soap shaped and colored like a tomato, and one that looked like an orange. Almost anyone you gave it to would try to peel it, if they liked oranges, of course. They also bought a cake with icing and flowers for the vases with the rest of the money. When they put all the things on the table and the candles on a plate ready to light when Mother's cab came, they washed well and put on clean clothes. Then Robert said, "Good old Sammead," and the others said the same. "But really, it is good old Phoenix," said Robert. "What if it did not think to use the wish?" "Ah," said the Phoenix, "it is good you have a clever bird like me." "Mother's cab is here," said Anthea. The Phoenix hid, they lit the candles, and in the next moment Mother was home. She liked the presents very much. She liked the story about Uncle Reginald and the coin, and believed it easily. "Good old carpet," said Cyril sleepily last. "What is left of it?" said the Phoenix from the curtain pole.